It is summer. It's not summer yet, it's only spring, but it feels like summer. It's so sunny, it's so bright, it's so vibrant outside. I'm wearing ice creams because today I've got some cool, sweet advice for you. Hi everyone, my name's Fern Lulham and I am your life coach and motivational speaker, and today I want to talk about texting. Texting, the great form of communication that it is. If you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic. Texting is a minefield. We all know that. We've all been there. I talk to so many people, both guys and girls, who the biggest fault in their relationships is texting. But I'm simply going to focus on one question today, and that is, how long do you leave it before you text them back? How do I set the bar, the standard? How do I best communicate with this person that makes them see me as cool, as someone they want to be with, as not needy, and label me in some negative way that we all worry about? And I gotta tell you, that is one of the things that I don't like the most about texting when it comes to dating. When did it become okay for us to start playing games in relationships and thinking that that's a good thing? This, my friends, is how we breed manipulative, toxic relationships. I'm just going to set them up. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to use the silent treatment, which, by the way, most psychologists will tell you is an abusive form of communication, to see how this person responds. So when you're saying, how long do you wait until you text them back? This is utilizing the silent treatment. I could reply to that now. I have nothing better to do, I'm not busy, it takes me like 2 minutes to reply to that, if that, probably not even that, it takes you about 20 seconds perhaps to reply. But I'm gonna try and use this kind of manipulative strategy to look cool, to look busy, to play hard to get. All of these things, they may work for some people. You may have been on the receiving end of them at some point, as I have been. And it may, at times, have made you want to pursue harder, to chase more that person. The problem is with that, is that it shouldn't. It shouldn't make you want to respond more. And it's when we can come to that conclusion for ourselves that this whole idea of if you play hard to get, you get further, gets broken down. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to happen, and I think it's what most of you want to happen too. So, how do we do that? We start acting in the dating game, particularly with non-communication like texting. Communication that has so many things that can go wrong with it, in a way that we would want to be treated by the other person. If we got a message from a friend, are we gonna think, I'm gonna make them wait like a good 3 hours to see how they respond if I don't reply straight away? No, we're just gonna reply. If we're genuinely busy, fair enough, we might not reply. We might not reply to our friends at that moment. I'm not saying that if you don't reply immediately to texts, then you're an awful person. No, you have a life, you have other things going on. But when it comes to this idea of, I've seen your text, I could reply, but I'm going to decide not to for whatever gamey reason, for whatever kind of trying to act like somebody else reason, we're getting into very dangerous territory. Because as with anything in a relationship, we need to be us. If we're putting on an act, we either have to continue that act for the whole duration of the relationship, or at some point we're going to stop that act and that person's going to be puzzled, or they're not going to like us for who we really are, and it's kind of going to backfire on us. Treat texting like you would treat any other communication in your life. Do it normally for you. From what you can control, from your side of things, you need to approach this not in a I'm going to try to be X, Y, and Z, or I'm going to try and play these little manipulative games. You might get somebody interested a bit more, but 9 times out of 10, they won't be the right person for you because they're responding to something that, let's face it, is pretty shitty, is pretty underhand and not a very honest, transparent way of approaching a relationship, which, let's face it, that's what most of us say we want in a relationship. But also, and most importantly, you are not showing that person who you are and what you want. And you're promoting these very toxic mindsets in your relationship. You're playing into this idea that if we treat them mean, we can keep them keen. That's a horrible idea. Like, tell me if you think I'm completely off the mark here in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. But my thoughts are, we should just come to the table in a relationship as nice, genuine people who aren't going to play weird games. There are better ways of getting to know if somebody is quote unquote needy or demanding or wants all of your time or whatever it might be. There are better ways, and we can talk about those ways. Please, I would love us to sit down and do that. Let's do that at some point. But it's not using the silent treatment when it comes to texting. When should you text them back? Whenever you've got a moment. Whenever you want to, whenever you can. And hopefully, if you really like that person, it's going to be quite soon because you're excited and you're pumped up about this relationship and you want to communicate with the other person. Doesn't that figure? We'll talk about the other person another time. Don't worry, that's another story for another day. Be confident, be you, be real, don't play games. Text back, give them a message now. Go to your phone. If you've been doing this to pass the time, to not look too needy, like you've got loads of other stuff going on in your life, but you're actually just watching me, please just go and pick up the phone and send them a message. You know you want to. Stop holding yourself back. It's okay not to be cool. Give this video a thumbs up if you agree with my school of thinking that we should just cut all the games and the tricks and the traps and just the trippy traps and just be us. I learn as much from you as you learn from me, so I want your feedback, I want your opinions, and let me know what other subjects you would like me to cover in this area, because there are so many when it comes to dating that seem really complicated but probably aren't if we just sit down and think about them logically. So let's do that. Let's grab a cup of tea, let's sit down, let's bash this stuff out. Until next time, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves and enjoy your day as though it were a simple phone call in a sea of annoying little texts and emojis that destroy our lives. Yay, ending the video on a high. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye! If we're putting on an act, we either have to continue that act for the whole... What am I trying to say? If we're putting on an act, we either have to continue that act for the... that if you do something, I learn as much from you as you learn from me, so but my thoughts is